on, girl, let's scream.
I am a god.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. This is the part where you run.
Come on, scream.
Hello and welcome to Let's Scream, a podcast where we dive into our favorite horror movies, but it's Mockingjay March.
Happy Hunger Games, bitches!
I'm Parker.
And I'm Stevie.
And today we're looking at 2015's The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2, directed by Francis Lawrence.
Join us as we journey to the Capitol and learn what's real.
What's real?
What's real?
Girl. Real.
Are you ready to scream, girl?
Girl, let's scream.
It is our 100th episode.
Isn't that crazy that Mockingjay Part 2 is our 100th episode on a horror podcast?
We didn't play that very well.
On a horror podcast.
But, like, whatever. Let's Scream, I think it defies just simply being a horror podcast because we do so much other shit, too, and we have moments of clarity. So, you know what? I think it's fitting for how far we've come.
Absolutely.
How we've evolved. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much to everybody who has been with us since the beginning of this. And for those of us who have joined us along the way, I can't believe we did 100 episodes of this shit.
My Nippy Inc. family, Donna, Lynn, Pat, Lori, Shelly, Aaliyah, Rose, Brian, Darren, and Ulysses, thank you for holding down the fort. Ha 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 ha.
Can you believe when we started this that we were going to commit to 100 episodes?
No.
No, me neither. But it's just fun. And
I know. Yeah, absolutely.
It's such a highlight of my week, like
Mine
getting
too.
to do this shit. So thank you. And we are so excited for what's to come in the future. We have some fun things planned, which we'll get into. But anyway, for now, let's jump into how we feel about the finale of The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. What do you think? Initial
Much
thoughts?
better than the first part.
Yes.
It does what it does best, which it's the action, and that's what lacks in the first part.
Yeah.
Is there's just not a lot of action, because I said last time I thought the action sequences were the most interesting, but there's just not a lot of them. So the fact that this movie is mostly action, it's great. I still think it has its issues. I do not like the beginning. I think there's
some slow moments for sure
at the beginning, and like when they finally got to the Capitol, I was like, oh, here we go. And I didn't realize, I like checked and I was like, how long has this movie been going? And it was like 40 minutes in, and I was like, okay, this could have been wrapped up.
This could have been wrapped up. We talked about it last week, but I still don't like part 1, and I think part 1 and part 2 should have just been the one fucking movie. I don't like splitting this shit up.
I agree with you.
Hunger Games, and we'll talk about it later when we get to a particular part in the story, but the whole franchise is a dystopian genre literature.
Yes.
And when you think about how a dystopian is always structured, like when you learn about it in school, it's usually a 3-part structure.
Yes.
So it just kind of feels weird to have the split finale, and I'm at peace with it at this point, but I remember not liking it a lot back in the day.
Well, because it was a cash grab.
It was such a cash grab.
That's what it was all about.
There is no
and milking
reason.
the franchise as much as they could.
Yeah. They were just trying to, they were following the trend of Harry Potter.
And Twilight.
And yeah. So I have my qualms with that, which, we'll get into as we go throughout the more specific story beats. But I really enjoy this one for the most part. Like, I don't absolutely love it. There's some things about it that, like, keep me from just, thinking it's, like, the perfect ending.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that overall, jumping up from last week's movie, this was fun. And I'm excited to get into really the nitty gritty and all of the fun things to talk about. And I think if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a watch. It's surprising to me when people haven't watched The Hunger Games all the way through. I'm like, girl, go watch it.
Yeah.
You need to know how it ends. There are great moments. Jennifer Lawrence is great. All of the actors are, still eating it up.
I agree.
This is her best acting.
Yes.
I think absolutely her best acting in the franchise. She doesn't do her.
No.
And, maybe that's just can be appointed to Katniss as a character at this point. But yeah, she's just great. And I'm excited to get into the story and really get into the nitty gritty. How about you?
Me too. I think what this does much better than the book, this does expand more and show more. Because, I mean, the book, they can only really tell, but when they're able to show a lot of the action, I just find it a lot more interesting. And so that's what was really... that's what I enjoy about this.
Yeah.
Is that I do think the action and everything in it's really great, and it's just better explained than it was in the books.
Yes.
I feel like the books, a lot of stuff just happens very quickly in the books.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there were some like positives to this being split in that regard, right? Because it did expand on some things that really just fly by. I mean, she was famously rushed, and we talked about that last week when she wrote the final book. And the book kind of sucks. Like, the way it's even written, it's like, girl, what did I just read? Let me go back and, like, reread that.
I remember that. Like, there was parts I had to reread, like, what was happening.
Because it was just like, whoa, that's what's going on? Like, the turns that happen in the book are better explained in the movie. They take the time with certain things.
And we'll get into one that I remember, like, very specifically, that, like, I remember just being like, wait. And I had to, like, go back and, like, read. And I was like...
That happened a couple times for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was also in, like, 8th grade or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So maybe that's also a reason why. But, yeah. Let's get into it. Okay.
Let's do this.
Are you ready to scream, girl?
Girl, let's scream.
So, spoilers for the Hunger Games finale I mean, it's been years, so who cares? It's been literally 10 years, 11 years at this point. Mockingjay Part 2 immediately opens up. Francis Lawrence, the director, loves to just, like, go into it. There's no, like, title card. There's no intro. It's just, like, you know what this is.
Yes.
And I kind of appreciate that about the Hunger Games. He has a lot of story to tell and to cover, so I appreciate that he, you know, just gets into it. We open on Katniss getting her neck brace removed. And she's testing out her vocal cords, and she's like, my name is Katniss Everdeen. She kind of sounds like Voldemort. Which he's going to play President Snow in this new one. Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort. She's kind of giving Voldemort. They send they send Prim into Peeta's room to test if he can, like, handle being around someone that reminds him of Katniss. And she has to be the one, poor Prim, I was like, not her having to be the one that has to tell him that his parents died and, like, his whole family's dead and the whole district got blown up. And he says this is all Katniss's fault. This was Gretchen Wieners being like, we should all just stab Caesar. We should all just kill Katniss. And Prim was like, whoa.
She's like, okay, slow down there, big boy.
So funny, right? I just realized my autocorrect gave us a new Katniss variation. Candace.
So we've had Kansas, Can't Kiss, which is
the queen.
And now Candace. Candace. I love
Candace
it.
Neverclean wants to go to the Capitol to fight. But Julianne Moore, remember her ass?
Yes.
With her bob. She says, no, not until we have control over District 2. I'm Veep. She's very... words have lots of meanings, and, you know, you can never really take what anyone says at face value because words have so many different meanings. And what I said, I didn't come out the way that I meant to say because words have many different meanings. She's Veep. Katniss, Candace, and Gale are on the spaceship, and they kiss. I thought, okay, let's move on. Who cares? Why are they showing us this shit? Gale is, like you said a couple weeks ago, Nothing Burger. He's Nothing Burger. Okay?
He is Nothing Burger.
Who cares? They arrive at District 2. Electric
Boogaloo.
Boogaloo. And I'm not really sure. Like, there's a Tilda Swinton looking bitch.
Yes, but it's not Tilda Swinton. She is from Game of Thrones. I don't know her name.
Okay.
They got a lot of Game of Thrones people for these movies.
Did they? See, I never really watched. I
Because
watched
Ellie
like the
Goulding,
first...
Game of Thrones.
Oh, Ellie Goulding was on Game of Thrones. Right. I only watched like the first episode of Game of Thrones, and it did not hook me. So,
It's good until it isn't.
Yeah, and I heard the finale sucked, so
Horrible.
I was like, oh, same thing with Stranger Things, like the way that ended. I remember being like, okay, yeah, I'm glad I didn't like get invested in that shit because a lot of people just wasted their time. It feels like how it feels to not jump on trends.
I got a season and like I got a season in and then like 2 episodes into season 2 of Stranger Things and I was like, I'm good.
Millie.
I saw how
it gave
fucked
us
up
Millie
it was,
though.
and I was like, I'm ready to go.
I appreciate that it gave us Millie because she's got some good memes. Okay. There's like the Tilda Swinton bitch, and then there's what's her name? The black lady who's like in charge of the revolution. This is weird as fuck to me that we're just now getting introduced the like girl who's will eventually learn, spoiler, but she becomes the president.
No, she was the woman from District 8, the black woman from District 8 that they met with at the hospital. She survived.
Is that her?
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be the same person.
Oh. Was it the same actress? It probably was.
Probably, yeah.
The way she was styled, I did not recognize
She looks
her.
different, very different.
Okay, yeah.
But that's who it is.
Okay. It would have been cool if they had just like made that more, because I'm just now grasping that. Okay, then I like that it's her. That makes sense, right? She's like in charge. She's iconic. I like this character. I wish we had more of her, because she's an important character.
Yes.
You know, and she just feels so like, who is that? You're kind of like, huh? But they are saying that there is a fortress of weapons that the Capitol has possession of that they need to take control over. And this is one of the things where I don't think we needed to see. I don't really care about this shit. Like, if they would have like gone to Katniss, like where she gives her big speech and like has that moment here in a minute, I don't think we really needed this whole like explanation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cut it or just, yeah.
Not needed.
But that's just like an editing note. We see Gale actually has like a strategy. He's like up in there, like giving his 2 cents and becoming like a, leader, soldier, military. He's like moving up in the military ranks, I guess. But he has a weird mindset about civilian lives. He is very like, casualties are necessary.
And then this is when Katniss starts to get like turned off by him.
She's like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, I do not. He's very
People are gonna die, which is
horrible, but inevitable. You
That's
took the words right out of my mouth.
literally.
Yeah, people are gonna die. It's just terrible, but like, inevitable?
That's Gail, and she's kind of like us at Vanessa Hudgens, being like, okay. So she has to give a speech for some reason. But the train shows... I still don't understand, like, why she needed to give this speech again. But the train shows up, and it looks like there's innocent people. So Katniss tries to interfere. But then this guy pulls a gun on her. We realize it was all, like, a setup. But then she convinces him. She gives, like, a very, like, I'm serious.
He's like, give me a reason I shouldn't kill you. She's like, I can't. I'm tired of playing this stupid game.
It's Snow's game. And we have to take out Snow. And she's like really intense.
Basically says that he's a slave to Snow.
Snow, right? And so he like turns down his weapons. And she like turns to the camera and she's like, turn down your weapons to the Capitol. Turn your weapons to Snow. And then someone just shoots her. Very Scream 5. Welcome to Act 3. Yeah. But she's like, no.
I know. I'm not the killer.
That's funny. That's what Scary Movie 6 is going to be mainly parodying.
Hell yeah.
Is Scream 5.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited for that. Obviously, Katniss isn't dead. And President Snow knows that. So he's like at his mansion and they watch like the footage of her getting shot, which is kind of funny. Because like she kind of like goes like she like twitches a couple times. It's kind of like she looks like a GTA character getting shot, kind of. Like if she had done a backflip, that would have been like more convincing. You know? But President Snow is like, let's do a toast, because they're at his big round table in his like dining hall or whatever. And there's like his head of military operations is like sitting across from him. And he's like playing mind games. He's like, and what are we toasting to? Da 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 da. And the guy's like, to like successfully killing the Mockingjay, because my plan just went super swimmingly. But he's been poisoned, President Snow, because we learned, you know, last movie that's his thing, his shtick, is he's a poisoner. Okay, like he's not a choker. Like you choked your BFF. He's a poisoner. You poisoned your BFF. Choker, that's PETA.
Choker.
He choked his BFF.
You choked your BFF.
Okay, choker. So you can look it up on YouTube. PETA
It's the first thing that pops up on Google.
Katniss. And this is a very Voldemort scene again, like thinking about like Ralph Fiennes playing him. That's kind of perfect, because in Harry Potter, there's that scene where like Voldemort like kills. He's like sitting at a table, a round table, just like this, and basically like showing his dick off. Like, I have all the power. I can just kill a motherfucker right here. And he comes up with this plan that when everyone's gonna show up to storm the Capitol, because you know it's bound to happen, he is gonna have the game makers from the Hunger Games set a bunch of booby traps. Ooh, okay. Back in District 13. Oh, I don't like District 13. I don't like when we go back to District 13. I'm over District 13, okay? But Joanna's here. I like her.
She looks like she's about to sing Imagine.
She looks like Millie Bobby Brown.
You may say I'm a dreamer.
You may say I'm a dreamer. She's very Millie Bobby Brown. She also looks like Emma Stone in Begonia.
Yes.
That meme where she like smiles. She's like... And yeah, because she got a shaved head. She's pissed. She's here to like just bitch out Katniss and be like a sassy cunty
She
diva.
takes out her
morphling, her
morphling.
painkillers. She's like stealing Katniss's like IV.
It's so funny.
It is very funny.
She's like, you don't need that, right?
I love Joanna. I wish we got a little bit more of her in this, but you know, her story doesn't really go anywhere. She's just there to like bitch people out and be cunty at this point. Effie's the same way.
She pops up. I was like, you.
Right? I was like, oh my god, F you poor people. She's alive. There's a wedding. Cut the wedding. I don't give a fuck about this wedding. Why are they river dancing? First of all, this was weird. It was like midsummer up in there. Yeah, it's Finnick and Annie. I kind of don't really care about them. Like, they're nothing burgers to me. Finnick's cute. Annie, she's a redhead.
She's a redhead. So you should actually be obsessed with them.
I know, but I'm just not. They didn't sell me on them. I'm sorry.
Weird.
I'm just like, cut it. Yeah. Katniss goes to talk to PETA. And he tells her he wishes he never saved her life by giving her bread that one time. Like, damn. It's kind of like a...
All right.
I'm going to say it. I'm not sorry that you broke your elbow.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
It was kind of that vibe, yeah. And so she's like, well, damn, PETA's really changed. Like, the Capitol, you know, really fucked with his mind. And it's like, yeah, he tried to choke you.
He choked his BFF.
He choked your BFF. At the wedding, Joanna comes up to Katniss, and Katniss tells her that I want to kill Snow myself. And, like, Joanna's, like, living for this. She's like, okay, I'll cover for you. Sounds good, pretty much. So Katniss sneaks onto the spaceship, and she's gonna go kill the president. Okay. And but not before. She has like a dance with Prim. She gives Prim a big hug, emphasizing, you know, again, her whole goal this entire franchise has been
to protect Prim.
Katniss dresses up like A from Pretty Little Liars.
Would have been popular at the time, the show.
Yeah.
Were they on at the same? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I mean,
Probably
I was
so.
living for it. Yeah, this would have been like around Dollhouse time, probably.
Loved all.
Loved all. It's me, Allison.
No, guys, I'm Allison.
I'm not Mona. Katniss is A for Pretty Little Liars, and she sneaks into like the weapons loading dock area, and then she makes her way onto a spaceship headed for the Capitol. And she tries to be all like incognito when she gets there, but immediately all of the rebels like recognize her and give her the Mockingjay salute. So the jig is up, basically. Meanwhile, back at District 13, Julianne Moore, she like saw footage of this. And her and Philip Seymour Hoffman, hey, love him.
What's up?
This is like kind of his one scene that we really see him, where he's not just kind of like, you know, there. Because, did we talk about it already in the intro? But he died during filming.
Yes, but I said last episode, so I want to correct myself, that he was CGI'd in for parts of this. He was not.
Okay.
That was incorrect. He did die when he had about like a week left of filming, is what I saw. Mostly people saying online. And they just rewrote and cut a few scenes.
Okay,
gotcha. A few
gotcha.
scenes, so.
But R.I.P. Love Philip Seymour Hoffman. This is a good scene with him. She is being Veep and wants to take all the credit for this idea. She's like, okay, so I'm going to let this happen, but it was my idea, okay? This is all because of me. I think
everyone give it up for me. I did it.
She farts and she's like, everyone should applaud me. That's her vibe. Me. A lot of people died in the tsunami, but I didn't. And now I can make more movies. me. And we see this lady give a speech. This is the black lady. This is the one from the hospital. She's the head of the revolution, and she is giving all of the plans on how they're going to charge President Snow's mansion and warns them about the booby traps placed throughout the city. They are called pods, okay? Katniss is assigned to a squad that includes her, Gale, 2 blonde ponytail divas, sisters.
Twins.
Twins.
It was the thing that I was saying. I was like, Houston Sky number 1, twins. Houston Sky number 2.
So I said there's 2 randos.
Also, the one woman looks like Susan Delfino.
Susan from
Desperate Housewives.
She does, kind of. Useless Susan? The worst one?
Yes, every time she popped up, I was like, oh, she's on her way to burn Edie's house down again.
Right. Or like harass, what's his name, Mike? Ugh.
Like,
he was so not even into her. I was like,
they get married, girl. And they have a kid.
Okay, but like, she was annoying about it. Anyway,
yes.
Hate her. But she did. So Susan Delfino and the twins and the 2 randos that are useless. Oh, and the hipsters. The film camera people. Ellie Goulding. And like the ponytail guy.
Yes.
Who's mute. And other guy. Love
them.
Love other guy.
Love him.
They're going to film this shit. They're like, this is our special squadron. We're going to try to like really avoid like the active combat, but we're just going to be navigating the pods and like filming you, Katniss. Okay. So nothing's going to go wrong, I'm sure. It's all going to go swimmingly. Oh, and Boggs is here. He's actually the captain of the guard. He was a character in the last movie that didn't really have much going on for him, but I love him in this movie.
Yes, he's much better.
Oh, I do like him. Yeah.
He was much better. I wish he was kind of more like this in the first
In the first movie. He just didn't really have anything to do. He was just kind of like escorting Katniss around.
Yeah.
Kind of. But he stresses that they are very valuable to the Capitol. They don't want to be used as weapons or as pawns if they get captured. So he gives them all poisoned pills
that they can take
if they're captured. And then Finnick says, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 76th annual Hunger Games.
Happy Hunger Games, bitches!
Happy Hunger Games, bitches! We said it this film, yay!
Chad Michaels. Give it up for Chad Michaels one more time.
Chad Michaels.
She single-handedly carried like the hype for the Hunger Games on her back during this
Love
time
it.
period. Like at this time, I wasn't really like, oh, I gotta really get to the theater and watch the Hunger Games finale. I was like, I'll see it when I see it kind of vibe. But Chad was their midnight premiere.
Oh, absolutely.
She
front row.
Yeah.
Actually, she's a back row girl.
Because she likes to see everything on the screen. I relate. And she has an arrow for each and every one of you.
What are you bitches?
Because it's the Court of Quell, bitch. The next day, it's time for battle. Okay? And Candace and her squad.
Can't kiss.
Can't Kiss posts up in the Capitol
With Carol Hansenstein.
with Carol and Peter Malarkey.
Peter Malarkey.
And the Capitol has seen better days. It's looking rough.
So why is Peter's ass there?
Well, Peter hasn't showed up. I forgot about this.
Yeah.
He hasn't showed up. But he's about to, because they activate like the first pod, which is an arrow which causes flames. Flames on the side of my face.
Flames on the side of my face.
Heaving, breathless flames. But then a rebel truck shows up. And it's Peter's ass got shipped there. From President Coin. Bitch.
Oh, I don't think this is safe.
No. And he's talking to himself. My name is Peter Malark. I'm from District 12. My name is Peter Malark. I'm from District 12. I would be like, what? What are you saying?
Speak up, Peter Malarkey.
Are you talking to yourself?
Peter Bread, speak up.
Oh, okay. And apparently President Coin most likely sent Peter here to get Katniss killed. Because at this point, she feels threatened by her. This is Bog's whole
she's
theory.
Kind of hoping that he'll kill her, or that, like, if the Capitol doesn't kill her, maybe he will.
Exactly. Because Coin is a bitch.
Yes.
She's Veep. And
Yes.
this is her rebranded moment.
Rebranded.
Where she's also trying to fucking kill Katniss. But Boggs tells her he's going to fight and protect her because he thinks that she deserves to live a peaceful life. That she's earned it at this point. Love this guy. He's sweet, okay? That night, Katniss has to stay up to make sure... She's, like, on a watch. She, like, volunteers to, like, keep watch to make sure PETA doesn't kill her. And they get into this, like, heated conversation. Everyone wakes up, and everyone's like, whoa, chill, PETA. Because at first it's chill. Mm-hmm. And then he starts, like, talking about how, like, she should die, and this is all her fault. And it's like, okay, PETA, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And she's like... And he's tweaking out because he can't keep track of what's real and what's not real, which will become, like, a running thing for these two. But when he remembers that her favorite color is green, and that his favorite color is orange, like a pumpkin, as we talked about in our Catching Fire episode, he chills out. Okay. He's like, oh, pumpkin spice. And make it freezing cold.
Freezing cold.
He is Senorita Awesome, okay? The next day, they're, like, walking through the Capitol, and they see a pod up ahead on the scanner, because Boggs is going around with, like, this reminded me of Alien, and there are some parts of this movie that are homages to both Alien and The Descent, some horror films that I think took inspiration from this, and we'll get there in a moment. But this is the first kind of, like, Alien moment, because it's that, like, sensor tracker thing, and you can see all the pods. And they activate these two guns that go off, and it traumatizes PETA, and he starts losing his shit. But then a bomb goes off, and poor Boggs gets his, like, legs blown off.
Damn.
And he starts dying, and he gives Katniss in his dying moments the scanner from the Alien franchise.
Like, he gives her, like, control of it.
Yes. It's like a voice command
Activate,
thing.
like, yeah.
And he tells her, don't trust anyone. And if you have to kill PETA to survive, do it. And then he dies. Damn. And one of the Ponytail sisters got her leg blown off, too. Damn. She really thought she was going to go to work and have a nice day.
Yeah.
She's like that lady in SpongeBob.
Yeah.
She really thought she was going to go and sell a house that day.
She just didn't.
As a child, I always thought she was so beautiful. She gets her, like, that one lady who is at the movie theater and he has bad breath and she gets her eyebrows singed off.
She got all dressed up. She was probably really excited to
Go see a movie. This looks irreversible and painful. I always felt so sorry for her as a kid. This poor Ponytail girl. That's who she is. She's the girl from SpongeBob. But then other Ponytail sister steps on a button and triggers the whole courtyard to get, like, locked in. It's Locktober, okay, in the Capitol. And goo comes out. Scary goo. That's, like, probably molten lava or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It's crazy.
But it kind of, like, it's doing, like, the fog thing from Catching Fire where, like, it has a mind of its own. And it's, like, following them around. And PETA starts to snap. Maybe she snapped. Another Pretty Little Liars reference. He snaps in this moment, like, worst possible moment, and tries to fucking kill Katniss while they're running from the goo. And then he ends up pushing one of the
guys. Useless guy number one.
Useless guy number one gets pushed into the goo, and then he gets snaggled up in a trap.
Like, and it's like, it reminded me kind of Hellraiser, where it was like the hooks.
Yes.
Like, it gets just basically a bunch of hooks just come out of nowhere and just pull him all the way up. Like,
yeah.
Like, elevate him. It's crazy. And he just gets kind of like sprawled out. And it's like, oh, he's dead.
Damn, R.I.P. What a way to go. And they make their way into this like abandoned building, and PETA is sedated. Knock his ass out. As the goo rises to the second floor, but then it like retreats. It can no longer go past the threshold. So what do we call her? Susan? Susan from Desperate Housewives is like, Katniss, give me the scanner thing. And she's like, no.
No,
I'm
me. On a special mission to kill
President Snow
on orders of by orders of coin.
And Susan's like, I don't believe you. And so she like pulls her gun out, and then they're all pulling their guns out on each other.
And Ellie Goulding's like, no, it's true.
Ellie Goulding vouches, okay?
It's like, no, it's true.
And so they're all like, okay. And like Susan's like, okay.
Fine, Boggs trusted you, so I'll trust you.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, as long as I can get to Mike at the end of the day, I'll be happy. Mike Delfino.
Absolutely.
And so it's like tense, but like they all back Katniss up, and so they decided, to follow suit, even though Katniss clearly made up this whole command, right?
Absolutely.
They leave the building, and like Ponytail Sister is like, I'll stay behind with my one-legged Ponytail Sister and make sure she's okay. So they enter another building, which is like a luxury apartment that's been like abandoned, or like, yeah. And they watch in horror as the building that they were just in with Ponytail Sisters gets blown up by the Peacekeepers.
Damn. Double homicide.
Double homicide!
Yeah, double homicide.
Bitch!
No, I'm sorry.
A bitch? Sorry.
Twins. Damn. Double homicide.
And then they like watch on the TV as it's the Stanley Tucci show. He's like a news he's giving Fox News. He's like Megyn Kelly.
Oh, he is just
Capitol.
He is propaganda.
And he's showing the footage of Katniss and PETA.
He's state media.
Exactly. And he is in the Capitol, or he's showing footage of Katniss and PETA in the Capitol. And then he makes it look like they were the ones blown up in the building with Ponytail Sisters. And it's like, R.I.P. Katniss, da-da-da-da-da. And PETA argues that they should kill him because doesn't know when he'll snap next. Maybe he'll snap. And he's like, just kill me. And then President Snow gives a broadcast where he's like talking shit on Katniss. And then Julianne Moore like intercepts his feed and is like, hi, I'm Julianne Moore.
And I'm so sad that Katniss died.
She's playing up this performance.
It reminded me of Erica Kirk.
Yes, it was Erica Kirk.
She was like, let me bring out my tissue.
She kind of is, and she's got those like piercing eyes too. She got her contacts.
And Katniss knows it's bullshit.
She's like, wow, I never thought she liked me that much. And this is funny because Philip Seymour Hoffman is like kind of behind the scenes as Julianne Moore.
And he knows it's bullshit.
He literally is looking at her like, girl.
And I love his character because he is the smartest character because he knows he plays both of them. He plays both Snow and Coin.
And Katniss.
And Katniss too. He he gets Katniss to get rid of both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love him. I think it's sad because we would have seen more of him.
Absolutely.
And his involvement, but unfortunately, yeah. The gang come up with a plan to navigate through the Capitol via the underground tunnel system, like the subway system and the kind of sewer system, basically. Mm-hmm. So while they're underground, security footage is captured of Katniss, and the president's like main assistant lady goes to tell President Snow. This scene is funny as fuck because he's like laying on his desk, like with his arms sprawled out, like blood trail coming, like a bloody napkin on his fucking desk. And she's like, Mr. President, are you okay? And he's like, I'm fine, sorry. I hope you didn't wake me up for anything that's not important. And I just thought this was funny. Like, this motherfucker is clearly dying. And he's trying to, like, play it off. And she tells him, like, yeah, Katniss is alive and she has been found and she's in the subway system. And he says, well, the arena has moved underground then. Okay. In the tunnels, PETA explains that he is starting to be able to distinguish the fake memories from the real ones when he was brainwashed, because they implanted fake memories in his brain. So he's starting to understand what's real and what's not real. But he needs like a reminder kind of thing. And Candace, here's something.
Can't kiss.
She like goes into the darkness and she investigates with her scanner, and they hear some kind of like spooky noises. So they get all up and try to leave through this like, they have to crawl through like a little passage.
Yeah.
Which was claustrophobic. This is the scene. This is when it starts to become an homage to The Descent, I feel like. Have you ever seen The Descent, Stevie? Mm-hmm. No? Okay. Well, if you've never seen The Descent at home, it is a movie about a spelunking trip that goes wrong, and all of these
fuck with that.
No. Well, even before like the true horrors of that movie happen, just the like navigating through small tiny spaces like this and the claustrophobia and like the chance that you could get stuck gives me so much anxiety. That movie's great though. And at one point it takes a turn. So spoiler alert for The Descent, but while they're in these tunnels in the caves, they discover that there are creatures and they're like blind. They kind of look like bats. They have long claw nails, which there's that funny meme of them, the actors playing them, filing their nails and like being shady and funny. But the creatures in that movie look a lot like the creatures here.
See, I also think these creatures look a lot like creatures in a Resident Evil game.
They do look Resident Evil too.
They're called like pale heads. They look exactly like this.
They're scary. There's a huge jump scare when one like appears. Mm-hmm. And it eats Susan.
Susan Delfino!
She never got to see Mike or Edie. That's so sad.
She never got to burn down Edie's house.
No, Wisteria Lane.
She had a date with Mike.
So she gets eaten by the creatures, and one of the hipsters I think gets killed, or one of the useless guy number 2 gets killed.
Yes,
in this scene,
because the hipster gets killed later.
This scene is very Alien as well, because those tunnels remind me of like the kind of spaceship
I agree.
I think Francis Lawrence was watching some horror movies when he was inspired by this movie. Yeah.
Because like I said, I got Hellraiser vibes from the one thing.
Mm-hmm. And at one point, PETA actually saves Katniss from one of the creatures. And they're all trying to like escape.
There's one point, I don't know if you wrote it, but she gets thrown by a creature into a metal like bar.
I don't remember that.
Oh my god.
I was probably taking notes.
But like it's not like, it's like her like basically like her chest and torso just get like and she just falls into the water, and I literally watched her go, oh! I was like, oh! Like, it was really well done. Like, that's why I really like this one, because the action and the horror in this sequence is amazing.
Yeah, this is great.
Because there's a lot of tension where, like, they shoot, like, a blast arrow, like, down, like, one of the passage, and you think it's gonna, like, that's when you're gonna see them, like, jump out, but, like, nothing happens. Like, this is a really, really well done. The jump scare
was very well done.
This is all really well done, this whole sequence, and the action's really well done. I think the whole mix is, like, really perfectly done.
Do you think that they're convincing, or do you think... I felt like maybe the CGI was, like, a little showed its age.
A little bit, but it's clearly, like, what I do like is it's clearly body... like people, like actors who are wearing suits.
Sometimes, yeah, like in the close-up shots.
Yes,
I think, yeah. There's just so many of them that I'm sure they probably had to CGI, like, you know, more, because it's like this army of like creatures.
Yes, absolutely.
And these are mutts, so they're just like made up by the game makers.
There's a mutant creature,
similar to like those weird pit bull things from the first movie.
For all we know, they're probably just the bodies of like fallen like people, like people who died in the war.
Oh, that's an interesting theory. I like that.
Because I mean, they used that was what happened in the first Hunger Games in the books.
Yes, they used the fallen tributes.
Like
that was freaky. They never explained that in the movie, which I'm kind of glad, because that always disturbed me.
Disturbing.
Yeah. So once they kind of like, they're climbing up this ladder and they're trying to get away, and Finnick gets like he gets diva down.
And this is better explained in the movie, because in the book, I remember reading this and I was so confused at first. I was like, wait, Finnick died? And I had to go back.
It never crossed my mind that he died during that scene, the way it's written. I remember that. Yeah. I think that was just like rush writing, probably.
It was really, and I remember I had to go back and I was like, what the fuck, Finnick?
It kind of seems like but no, in the movie it's very clear he gets overcome kind of by all the creatures and they just devour him.
Katniss, out of pity, sets off a blast mine to just wipe them all.
Nightlock. She says it 3 times, which is kind of
put him out of his misery.
I know, this was sad. I know I said that I don't really give a shit about Finnick earlier, but he's hot.
It was sad.
Okay? And I liked that
he said
actor.
Happy Hunger Games, bitches.
He gave us the Happy Hunger Games, okay? And once they, like, kind of get up, they're back in the subway level, and there are stormtroopers there trying to, like, shoot them. It's very, in Star Wars when they fire, like, 1,000,000 gunshots, but, like, they're never able to actually take out any of the main characters, of course. But they're running, and then there's these, like, light fixture things that if you step under, it, like, disintegrates you.
Oh, yeah, I'm one of the hipsters.
Hipster guy. Him.
Yeah.
Damn, diva down. Okay. So, like, Katniss is like, damn, I just lost one of my best friends. Hipster people are like, damn, we just lost one of their best friends, but they have to keep going.
And so there's only like 5 of them left right now.
I think so, yeah. And they take refuge in a friend of Ellie Goulding. She's like, I know where we can go. And it's this, like, closed down, like, fashion store? Like, boutique or something. Yeah, it was giving me, like, the Vivienne Westwood vibes, like Harajuku style. Which I wonder if, like, that was maybe inspired this design, because that's very much like what it was giving to me. It is owned by a diva. First of all, we see her in a cloak, and then she kind of like lifts up her head. She's got a cat face!
I'm A.
It was like when Allison came back and she was Red Hood. Kind of. Allison, you're alive. And then she like turns away and like runs. No, this is Tigress is her name. Played by Hunter Schafer in the prequel movie. Okay. I didn't really get through it enough to get to the Hunter Schafer part.
Oh, okay. I was like, I think she's like a friend of
She's a
Snow,
friend.
or
she's like a romantic.
Related to Snow?
I think she's like a romantic interest.
Okay.
She explains in this movie, adult Tigress with her cat face says that she was a stylist back in the Capitol until President Snow didn't find her pretty enough. And so she got pulled from the Hunger Games. She has given herself extreme plastic surgery and body tattoos to make herself literally look like a tiger. And she has like whiskers and she's got like tiger contacts. I'm assuming they're contacts, or maybe she got eye surgery. I don't know. But she looks crazy.
I love it.
I love it too. And it's all practical.
Yes.
I believe in this movie, and it's lit really well. And just she looks great.
So fun.
Freaky, but like beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of reminded me of Catwoman. Because she's... But the Halle Berry. Because she's not Catwoman. She's a Catwoman. Okay. But Tigress is an ally to them. She hates the president, obviously.
Say hi, ally.
Ally. She's an ally. She lets them take refuge in her cellar, and everyone is processing all the people who just died. And Katniss reveals that she lied about getting special orders to kill the president from Coin.
And they all knew.
They were like, girl, we know. It's like when you came out, we all knew. And I say that, and girl, when I came out, it truly was like, we all knew.
That's the announcement?
That closet door was glass.
Girl.
But they all knew, and they're like, don't feel sorry. Like, because she feels guilty that she caused all these deaths. And Peeta says, Katniss, if you are able to kill Snow, all those deaths will not be in vain. They will have meant something. Right now, with Snow still being alive, there's a possibility that, it could be a waste. But you have the ability to change that for a greater cause. And then Peeta says, Katniss, I'm not strong enough yet. I might hurt you. I need you to cuff me. And I was like, kinky! He is kinky. Kink 101.
Love it. it.
Kink 101 is an inside joke, girl.
Oh my God.
Kink 101. Maybe we'll tell that story on Moments of Clarity one day.
Wild time.
Kinky PETA. So she like handcuffs him. And Katniss pretends to be sleeping while listening in on a convo between Gale and PETA, which was very Twilight Eclipse. Bella in the tent listening to Edward and Jacob. Cut this.
Got it.
Did you need this?
No.
I didn't need it. Cut it. Because who cares about Gale, first of all? Jacob was kind of I kind of didn't give a shit about Jacob towards like Eclipse era time in Twilight, but maybe a little bit more than Gale. But I truly don't care about what Gale thinks, what he does,
What he has to say.
what he has to say about PETA. I just don't give a shit. Then President Snow gags them by doing a broadcast where he wants everyone to evacuate and then come to his mansion where there will be food and shelter for them.
Hell yeah.
This reeks of desperation, and it's truly diabolical. His kind of like way to get everyone to avoid getting killed.
Yeah, he's using civilians
A
as
literal
a shield.
human shield. Yeah, this was fucked up. So they devise a plan for her and Gale to go incognito as refugees to get into the mansion. Shout out to Tigress, who dresses them in this scene. She's got a Bibi Zahara Benet big, like, Cameroon headpiece on.
Yes.
I liked it. Katniss bids farewell to the hipsters, and she bids farewell to PETA in a very emotional send-off. She unhandcuffs him, and gives him a hug to show him, like, I will always trust you. I will always love you. Mm-hmm. And I will always... That was very her. Okay. That was beautiful. That kind of sounded like Celine Dion. Wow, I brought you here. Celine's in the room with us. Okay, so they start heading towards the mansion, and I'm so sorry, but they look so sus. These disguises, they're
Because they get clocked by a little girl. Little girl's looking
This
at
little
Katniss.
girl
Like,
is literally like, that's
she's looking at Katniss. She's like,
Katniss, right? Like,
she's looking around like, am I blind or something? Like, I'm not the only one seeing this shit, right?
like that's her, right? She's just wearing a
Katniss
hood.
knows she's got it clocked. Ooh, they clocked her down. Look at the
down.
way she's thinking. She's freshly caught.
Tuna-ta-ta.
Meanwhile, her tuck slipped the whole time and trades played in her face. So
Nasty.
nasty. Oh, that's hilarious.
That's hilarious. This little girl's playing in her face so nasty.
nasty.
That's hilarious.
Katniss really thought she was freshly caught tuna tartare.
Tartar, yeah. She had her hood on. She had her Pretty Little Liars A outfit on. Like, girl, who do you think you're gonna fool? But she notices that stormtroopers are like up ahead and behind them, checking, like taking people's hoods off, making sure like it's not Katniss. So she's like, what the fuck do I do? But before someone's about to literally lift her hood up and expose her, there is an explosion. And the rebels are attacking all of the stormtroopers.
And they rush.
Yes, there is like a big showdown that takes place between them, and Katniss is like dodging gunshots and explosions. We see the little girl, her mom died, and she's crying for her mommy. That was really fucked up.
Yeah,
Very
this
sad.
whole sequence I thought was very. This made me very like emotional.
Very emotional. Oh, from here on out, this movie is amazing. Like, so emotional. Like, I didn't cry, but like I almost
This whole final
did.
sequence
Yeah.
is just like really well done.
So well done and so heartfelt. So Katniss, and Gale, they're like dodging bullets. They continue to make their way to the president's mansion, and at one point Gale gets grabbed by the stormtroopers and he gets like taken away. Very scary. He's like, shoot me, Katniss, and she just can't bring herself to be the one to do it. Which is an interesting like play on what he does. We'll find out he did, Katniss continues to charge up to the mansion, and she's pushing her way through crowds of people. She has to watch in horror as the Capitol is like on the intercom being like, children first, like very Titanic style, you know, like
we're gonna let the children in
Save
first,
the
and we'll let
kids first.
the adults in.
So all of the kids are being separated from their parents and they're crying, and it's this huge crowd of little kids. And then we see
a Capitol plane fly over and drop
the parachutes from the Hunger
Games. With a bunch of little they're like canisters, but they're beeping, which they did in the Hunger Games, but this is horrible. And
they mostly land on, like, in the middle of the crowd of kids. And they explode.
They're all bombs.
They are bombs. And a bunch of kids, mainly, and a bunch of civilians are instantly killed. Katniss gets kind of like blown back, and she's like, you know, trying to figure out what's going on. She notices, amidst all of the chaos, that one of the medics on the scene is motherfucking Prim. And just as she calls out to her,
and like Prim looks right at her,
another explosion
right behind Prim, and it takes her out. Prim, princess.
Prin, evergreen, never clean. Prin, never clean.
Prin, never clean.
Okay, so this sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's just like that's why this is like the Hunger Games really is kind of like a tragedy at the end of the day, because it's like,
well, yeah, it follows this same 3-act structure that all dystopian stories follow, which in the third act, no matter what, the protagonist of a dystopian story is going to not succeed in carrying out their goal, their original goal, which Katniss's goal was always to save Prim and protect her. And unfortunately, Prim has just died right here at the end. Which is how I knew Prim was going to die, because literally we were studying dystopian fiction in school.
I didn't, so I never saw it coming.
Well, it was literally right around the time when Hunger Games was popular, and I just started, I think, Catching Fire, and my English teacher was describing the 3-act structure of dystopian, and I literally was like, oh, I really hope Prim doesn't die. But I have a feeling she probably will, because of this being dystopian. Hunger Games is a very classic dystopia.
Yeah.
And yeah, lo and behold, it happened. And when I read Mockingjay, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it really sucks. And it's very sad. Yeah. Prim was the best character, sweet little girl. She was everything that Katniss loved about humanity and about and why she was fighting. And yeah, really, really sad, really, really tragic, but great storytelling, I think. And Katniss wakes up. She's in some kind of hospital, makeshift hospital, and her mom is taking care of her. She's been very badly burned. And Haymitch is there as well, and he explained to her what happened. So once the Capitol dropped a bunch of bombs on the civilians and the kids, even the stormtroopers who were on President Snow's side were like, okay, yeah, that's fucked up. And they turned on President Snow. He is been captured.
Yes.
And
he's under house arrest currently.
Yes, he's at his mansion. And we see Katniss being escorted by Effie in a crazy look. Love that she's here. There's really no reason for her to be here, Katniss, this is the president's mansion. Katniss has been to the president's mansion before.
Yes.
I don't really understand why Effie's here, but I just like that she's here. Okay.
They need to do something with her.
Right. And Katniss kind of wanders through the halls of the mansion. Cool set. Really cool set. And I thought this could have been again, in a movie where there's a lot to cover, I'm we really need her wandering around through the set, but I like the set, so I appreciate it. She notices the rose garden out back in a greenhouse. Really beautiful.
Yes.
This greenhouse is, with all the the white roses. He is obsessed with white roses because he likes purity and perfectness. He comments, he's white is the most perfect color, wouldn't you agree? Which, whoa, ooh, that's not.
That's not it.
Careful, President Snow. And she has a cunt off, kind of bitch off with him at first in the rose garden. And then he's coughing up blood the whole time. So
she's catching on oh, he's fucking dying.
He's literally on his deathbed. He starts to tell her but he feels sorry about what happened to Prim, and he didn't want that to happen. And she's like, what do you mean? You were the one that, like, literally caused it to happen. And he's like, no.
But he makes so much sense because, he's like, why would I blow up capital children? He's like, I'm not against killing children, obviously, but I kill for a reason. He's like, I'm not going to waste lives. He's like, especially capital children.
He's like, that would be the dumbest move, and it obviously got me captured, so, like, why would I have done that? And he's like, it was fucking President Coin, bitch. It was Julianne Moore. She played us both. Because you and me were looking at each other the whole time. And she was over there playing us like a fiddle. And we didn't even see it. She's actually evil. Hello.
Yeah.
She's just as bad as me.
She had been warned. I think maybe you had mentioned it. But Boggs like tells her like before like early on their mission. Like she does not like you.
No, she probably wants to kill you. That's why she's
like
repeating you.
And he asks her like Boggs had asked her, when this is all over, would you give her, like, she sees you as a threat for, like, the leadership, and she's like, I don't want to be a leader. He's like, but if she wanted to be leader, would you endorse her? And she, like, doesn't answer, and he's like, that's her problem.
Exactly.
She does not like you.
Yep.
Like, she does not need you. Especially at this point, also, like, by that point, she didn't need Katniss. Dead or alive, it didn't matter. Like, they were gonna win at this point. Like, it was inevitable that they were, like, gonna win. Like, that the Capitol was losing.
She's fucked up. She's Veep. I
And
mean,
so-
we knew she
yeah.
was Veep the whole time,
Yes.
right? And it was her idea to make it look like it was a Capitol plane.
Yes. They hijacked a Capitol plane.
Hijacked it and killed all the kids. But it was President Coin at the end of the day. And he says, you know, Katniss, because she says, I don't believe you. And he says, oh, didn't we always promise that we wouldn't lie to each other? Which has been like a running thing between these two for the past couple. And she's like, well, damn, I do believe you. So she starts like
scheming,
in her
like,
mind.
I have to get this bitch on my side.
Yes. So,
which, like, the first time I read this, I didn't understand it. But then, like, when I like looked back, I was like, oh, she was like, when it's like explained what happened, I'm like, oh, she was tricking her the whole time. But, like,
right. Candace, I corrected it to Candace again. Candace goes and confronts Gale at this point. She knows that he was involved with the strategy of this shit.
And she's like, did you do this? Did you call this order? And so what's probably assumed is he probably gave the idea of like, oh, bomb civilians, make it look like. But Coin definitely was the one who sent Prim out because she also is the one who sent out Coin.
Yeah.
So it was all planned. Like, Gale did not come up with the idea of killing Prim, obviously, but he came up with the plan of bombing the civilians.
His sort of like mindset about civilian casualties that inspired this plan. And he knows it is because he starts crying.
Yeah. And she just says,
goodbye.
Like,
She's like, get out. How about you?
And that was
get
the moment she's like,
out.
I will, like, how could you ever be with him?
No.
How could you ever?
How could
every
you
time I see you,
ever?
you killed my sister.
You killed my sister.
You killed my sister. You and Coin killed my sister.
She says, get out.
She says goodbye, Gale.
Goodbye. So he leaves.
And that's the last we see of
That is
Gale.
the last. Thank God. As us being like Gale haters.
Yeah.
Thank
Team Gale.
God.
Team Gale never made sense and never will to me.
No. Katniss goes into like the big dining room that once belonged to President Snow.
Yes.
And President Coin is there. She got a new short bob because she means business at this point. She's evil.
Yes. Rebranded.
This is her rebranded. She is Veep. Okay. And she is with the other victors. So like Joanna's there. She's growing out her. She got a little pixie cut like Anne Hathaway in Les Mis.
She still looks like she's gonna go, you may say I'm a dreamer. You, ooh, ooh.
You may say I'm a dreamer.
And President Coin is like, guess what, guys? I have such a good idea. Well, first of all, she's like, I know no one else wants to be president. It's a burden, but I'll just take on that.
No, I'm okay with. No, it's okay. I'll do it.
She's literally like, no, guys, just trust. I know it's.
So obviously, I'm in charge.
I'm just gonna be the president, guys. I know you all are gonna be okay with that, so we're just gonna do it. And so they're all kind of like, what? They kind of like lift an eyebrow, but like, you know, don't say anything yet, because she's like, I have this great idea. Okay.
So you know how we did the Hunger Games? What if we did that again, but with the capital children? Okay, hear me out.
Literally. What?
Well, this is an open discussion, but we all have to vote.
You know that thing we did that everyone
Joanna?
hated? Let's just do it again, right?
So,
Well, I like how some of them are like, yeah. Joanna's literally is like, yeah, sounds good.
oh yeah, Annie says no.
And he's like, no, of course not.
Peeta says no.
Peter's like, no, of course not.
And then Katniss says yes. Haymitch says yes. And then I think Teeth Girl said yes.
Yeah, Teeth Girl was like, yeah.
She's there.
My favorite
Just
color.
by the way, she's there.
My favorite color is black.
They never explain it in the series, but she was always on their side. I don't know why they never explained it.
Oh. T. I didn't really recognize that it was her because they didn't really show her shark teeth.
It's the thing, but like they just I don't know if there's supposed to be more of her and they cut it. I don't know, but they never explained. The books explained it so much better. It's like she was always on their side. But her thing went during the quarter quells was to keep an eye on the careers to make sure that
the twins.
the twins and like her partner as well. Because her guy was also like
I forgot
bad.
about him. Yeah,
But she was like totally against them.
Okay, so she votes yes.
She's like
And Katniss says, yes.
imagine getting head from her.
Girl, your dick would fall off. She would just chew it off, girl.
Like bubblegum.
Chew your dick like bubblegum.
Okay.
That sounds like a cupcake song.
Cupcake.
I want to chew your dick like bubblegum. We just wrote the next cupcake song. Okay. Katniss says yes. She's down. And Haymitch says, I'll agree with the Mockingjay.
Because he at first she gives him a look like basically like a trust me.
Trust me, look. And he kind of like, he sizes her up and down like, bitch, are you? And then he's kind of like, okay.
I agree with the Mockingjay. That's enough votes. That's 4 votes.
Julianne Moore's like, sounds great. Perfect.
Awesome, we did it.
Hell yeah. So she has Katniss, like, first of all, Effie dresses her in Die Another Day, Madonna, like the bad Madonna in the black outfit, not like the white Madonna and the, you know, she's like the hero of that music video. Did this not give you I think I'll die another
Yes,
day?
absolutely.
Katniss is in her Madonna, and she comes out. They're in like the town square where they would have the chariot parade.
Yes.
And all of the Capitol people are like sitting in the proscenium, like watching. And President Snow is like up front. They've got him tied up.
Okay. Chained to like a podium.
And she has a bow and arrow, and like the plan is for her to shoot him dead. President Coin, she's got on her grout fit.
Her millennial gray.
Millennial grout fit. And she gives a big speech like, we're going to be a free country now. Katniss.
And I'm in charge.
And I'm in charge. And I'm Veep. And words have many meanings.
And the girl on fire did stuff, but don't forget, this was all my idea.
It was all because of me. And she says, Mockingjay, may your aim be as true as your heart is pure. Katniss goes up. She pulls an arrow. And she's aiming at Snow.
And then last second, she aims up and shoots Coin right in the heart and kills him.
Heart, yeah.
And Snow starts laughing his ass off about
And he's got
it.
blood in his coughing up
But
blood.
then the rebels rush him, and so they just rip him apart, you can assume.
Oh, yeah, it was very weapons.
They all just rush him while he's chained. And Katniss gets pulled away by some guards, and...
So in the book, this is a big change from the book that I actually don't really like, because at this point, Katniss gets put in solitary confinement, and she has completely gone insane from what has just gone down. Like, the trauma, the weight of literally her entire experience so far hits her. And I understand, I guess, why they wouldn't want to show everything from this scene in the movie, because it's all in Katniss's head. There's not a lot of like visual things happening. It's just a lot of like inner monologuing that is a very interesting character work for Katniss. I still wish they would have shown this a little bit, or alluded to it, or just shown that she was going crazy. And we just never really see Katniss process trauma as much in the movie.
Yes.
And I mean, we get a my favorite scene is coming up, where Katniss gives us, you know, a very emotional performance, and we really do get to see her sob and sort of process. But in the book, it's just like very well written. I found it to be very fascinating. Katniss at one point was just looking for ways to kill herself, or just trying to figure a way out of her life, and they were constantly like taking things away from her. Kind of reminded me of the kind of fucked up way that mental hospitals are, or like psych wards. Like, she was still a prisoner, even though she had just like basically saved the entire nation from a second dictator. She was being treated still very much like a prisoner. And I just, again, thought that that was a very, like, interesting commentary that Suzanne Collins did on, like, mental health.
I agree.
It is completely absent from this movie. Katniss instead gets taken to the president's palace, and she's, like, sequestered in, like, a kind of wing of the palace, and Haymitch comes in to speak with her. He shows her a letter that was written by Philip Seymour Hoffman. And I think Philip Seymour Hoffman would have been in this scene, but unfortunately he did pass during filming. So we get this letter, and it explains basically like, hey, you did not surprise me. I knew your ass was going to do that. Honestly, good on you. I support you. I'm going to protect you.
But like, you got to lay low.
You got to lay low.
Because people are still pissed. People are pissed at you about Snow. People are pissed at you about, Coin.
They're confused.
He's like, so like,
give us time, but I'm working with the
leaders of all the districts
and the new what's her name?
They're gonna do a free election, but the favorite is gonna be the woman from
the hospital.
From the hospital, District 8.
District 8.
Who's been throughout this movie. And like, because she was like the leader of the rebellion. And
he basically, like, he's gonna work with her once she gets elected to pardon Katniss and like clear her name and all that shit. But she has to go into hiding, and like, it's all secret. And District 12 has been, blown up, and people don't think that it's still there. So like, that's the perfect time for her. And Haymitch, because she says, Haymitch, what do we do now? And he says, we get to go home. We get an emotional send-off from Effie. Elizabeth Banks, great acting in this scene. Mm-hmm. She looks so sad to like bid farewell to Katniss. But she tells her, I want you to do this last thing for me, Katniss. Promise me that you'll live the life of a victor. Like, however you need to find it, because you deserve it. And she's, like, gonna cry, but then Haymitch comes over and gives her a kiss. Oh. These two are kind of cute. They're, like, enemies to lovers, that trope, which I kind of fall for it every time. I'm not gonna lie.
It's always great.
It's cliche, but, like, they're cute, whatever. They're fun characters. So Katniss and Haymitch return to District 12, to the Victor's Village. Katniss is at her old house. She hears, like, a rustling sound. And this is my favorite scene in, like, maybe the franchise, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, this is amazing. It's the cat. Prim's cat. You're making a confused face, because this is like, how the fuck is this cat here? How is it still alive? Where did it come from? I have a theory that, like, probably the mom just, like, brought it back at one point. Because we don't really see ever, like, what happened to the mom, but I'm sure she probably, like, rescued it. She had to have, right? But yes, it is Prim's cat. Buttercup. So this triggers Katniss. Because first of all, she always fucking hated this cat. It was, like, a nuisance to her. Now it's here. It's a reminder of her lost sister. So she just has a complete breakdown. She's screaming. She's gone. She's not here. Get out. Get out. She starts throwing things at the cat. The cat stays perfectly still and just kind of like looks at her. And then it starts purring. And then she starts petting the cat. And then you see like rage turn into sorrow, into remorse, into guilt. This is some of the most amazing acting that Jennifer Lawrence I've ever seen her do. This scene makes me like really, really emotional. Mm-hmm. It's a really good scene. Great. We've seen this poor girl get constantly just like, she has to keep running. She has to keep moving forward. People are dying left and right. Her sister just died. Her whole like reason for living, like, and now she finally has this moment to process it.
All this happened, and in the end.
I can't remember if this happens in the book, this particular cat scene, but I like that it is including some of this trauma processing and this grief processing that was in that scene in the book that I like so much from when she was sequestered. So
yeah,
great scene. I'm so glad it's here. It's so sad. But it is really beautiful, and this cat is so cute. It has like a million whiskers. They got a really good cat, and I'm a cat person, so this made me like, very, very emotional. Katniss then goes out to the woods a little later. She notices that the fence that used to block the woods to keep them out is gone. So there's just like this beautiful like clearing.
Open field.
She does some hunting because that's, you know, how she copes. That's her hobby. When she returns to the Victor's village, she sees Peeta is here.
Peeta.
And he's planted flowers. And he explains to her that they are called primrose flowers. And she gives him like a big embrace and is relieved to see him. And I love Peeta. I love Josh Hutcherson. This was really sweet.
This is great.
I love this whole part. They get a letter from Redhead Annie.
She had a baby.
I don't give a fuck about the baby. Sorry, I don't. No offense to Annie. I don't really care. And we also get an update that the mom has become like one of the head medics at the Capitol. I don't really care. And I also don't really buy that woman is the head medic of the Capitol. Because
okay.
Katniss's mom was emotionally checked out this entire franchise. So no, I don't think that's true. But anyway, that's nice, I guess. Moving on. Katniss and Peeta and Haymitch continue to live their lives in peace in the Victor's village. And Katniss and Peeta are together. And there's the scene of her, like, during a thunderstorm. She gets scared, so she, like, goes and sleeps in his bed and cuddles next to him like they used to. Mm-hmm. And he says, "You love me, real or not real?" And she says, Real. Girl, real.
Girl.
What's the full quote there? How it feels to clock a gag? Or what is the... When the gag is tea, or no, when the child is tea, but the finna is gag. Sis, I'm dead as a child.
Girl,
real. We get one final sequence of Can't Kiss Never Clean and Peeta Malarkey. In the near future, they have now had 2 kids. They have a little boy, and they have a baby girl, I'm assuming, I think. And Katniss is like consoling her baby. "Did you have a nightmare?" "Oh, I get nightmares all the time. I used to have them really often, but now I don't have them as much. Do you know how I get over them? I think about all of the things that I've seen people do, good things in this world that I've seen people do. And it helps me like get through the pain. It can become a little tedious, but there are much more dangerous games to play." In the end. And we get... Deep in the middle.
I know the ending in the book's a little different because she kind of talks about, like, she does have kids in it with Peeta, and like they still are just living in like District 12 kind of just by themselves. But she kind of talks about how like Peeta still has his like flashes and like will have his like panic attacks still. And, like, the trauma's still kind of there. She has the same thing of like she has nightmares about killing the kids in the Hunger Games still, and killing people like during the war. And so like it's not as like hopeful. It kind of ends on this like,
I remember that.
Life's good, but it's still really fucking hard.
Yeah. In the movie, it's kind of weird, and it feels rushed in the movie, I will say. It's kind of like, oh, now we live in a fairy tale. And Peeta and the little boy are like playing out in the fields, and we're having a picnic, and Katniss is dressed like Belle from Beauty and the Beast for some reason, and I was like, okay. I don't know if I buy that, but it is sweet. I mean, for a movie, I guess. I just wish they had expanded it more and included some of that stuff you were just talking about. But yeah, overall, fun movie. Just some of the editing and the things that they did focus on sometimes versus the things I wish they had were just interesting choices.
I agree.
Yeah. But overall, like... Yeah, that scene, honestly, the scene of her yelling at the cat is so
amazing.
Good. And that kind of, like, really just makes the movie work for me, I think, by the end of it. Okay.
All right.
End of Mockingjay March. Can you believe it? And end of our 100th episode.
100th episode. 100 episodes, Diva. Can you believe it?
No, bitch, I can't believe it. But I'm really excited. I'm, like, proud of us for doing 100 of these.
I know, we committed.
And we have more to come. The month of April, let's discuss. Okay? It's TV Terrors Month.
Hell yeah.
We're going to do some iconic TV moments that our horror theme. Some of them very loosely.
Yes.
But we're going to make it work, okay? Because there are episodes we just need to talk about. There's some TV we need to get into. Some reality TV, which I'm really excited about. So, yes, look forward to that. I want it to be a surprise, like as we drop them as they go.
Absolutely.
Which ones we've decided to go through. So, anyways, thank you so much for joining us on this month of Mockingjay March. Let us know what your favorite Hunger Games movie is, even though it's going to be a million Catching Fire comments. But thank you again for joining us on our 100th episode. And I'm so excited for 100 more episodes to come.
Me too.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Let's Scream. We hope you had fun with us at the Capitol, learning about what's real.
What's real?
Girl, real. Please remember to follow the pod, like the pod, and leave a glowing review of the pod, of course. And you can send us movie requests for future episodes. You can follow me at Parker_Will_C on Instagram.
And you can follow me at StevieNash95 on Instagram.
Until next time, this has been
Let's Scream. Bye.